Hello viewers, Mezcal here. Today we're going to convert this webcam into a spectrophotometer. What we're going to use is a piece of a CD, the plastic part there. We're going to get rid of the foil backing and we're going to chop a slit. I've prepared this box already by going down the shed and playing with the Dremel. Cut a groove there where the wire from the USB cam can come out. I've cut a slot in the front there, so I've also made a little slot window. Where's that slot window gone? This thing here. A lot of the Instructables I've seen that are making a slot have actually used something a bit closer than that. So this slot is probably a bit large for normal work, but I'll be trying to get a photometry on flames, so the flame source isn't going to be as bright as something like a lamp. So yeah, this will probably be alright. Okay, so the reason for this is I was chatting to my mate Leokimvideo, link in the description if you want to have a look and check out his channel, and he was wanting to test for lead, and so I spoke to a friend of mine who's a bit of a mad scientist, industrial chemist, and he said probably the simplest way to go about it is to do spectrophotometry on it. So burn a sample of lead and get a spectrum, and then compare that to a sample of something that you'd already burnt. So there's a few Instructables online using USB webcams. Some suggested that the IR filter that's in the front there, as evidenced by the reddish colour when you get a glint of light on it, should be removed. I do have another problem with this cam, is it has a little blue LED and I don't want blue light bouncing around inside the box, so we're going to have to pull the blue LED off the board or cover it or something. Yeah, so let's get into it. The easiest way to remove the foil stuff off there, as shown by the Instructables that I watched, was put some tape on it and peel it off, and it'll just tear away that stuff. Okay, so we've got this window here that has it's called a diffraction grating, and if I rotate it around, use the angles, you'll see that it's splitting light into different colours. I'm just going to cut this into a piece that can be put in front of the camera. The Instructable said it's important to keep a reference on the outer edge here, because the diffraction grating needs to be lined up in a certain way to spread the light. I can test that when I plug it in, so I'll just leave the round on the outer edge there so that I know which side was the round edge. Trim that down. That should be good enough. Okay. Just going to clean up the edges here where I've got some burrs from the Dremel. Should do it. A lot of Instructables were using a razor blade, or two razor blades actually, and using them really close together to make the slit. Having trouble getting it apart, and then I figured there must be a hidden screw under the sticker. If you're having trouble pulling something apart, just probe the stickers, because quite often there's a hidden screw. So the LED that I was talking about shines from that little corner there, and I can see there's some hot glue down there. So if I just pull those wires off that board, that should solve the problem for the LED. Let's just cut one that's easy to reconnect if I need to, and I'll plug that in and test if the thing still works. Got this cool little OTG cable here that will allow me to plug in different kinds of USB devices. So let's plug that in and see if it works. I do have to use an app here. I'm using an app called M-Scopes. Okay. and it still works and the LED doesn't. Alright, cool. So here we are showing how it all works. We've got the little piece of plastic here with a diffraction grating on it, and if we put that over the lens, see this coloured line, and if I rotate that, that also rotates. So that's giving us a spectrum from that LED lamp on the roof there. I'm not sure which way is the best orientation to have it, but it'll be easy enough to play around with some blue tack, stick everything in the box and see what it looks like. So I figured out the orientation just needs to be either round side that way or round side that way. Alright, so now we mount this in the box with the slit. I'm going to put some hot glue on that. I'm going to scratch a pad on the inside here so that the hot snot has something to stick to. And I want to be able to get to the focus, so I will leave the focus pointing the focus wheel up. Scratch that as well so there's something else for the hot glue to stick to. I'll put a horrible big blob of it there. And I'm running out of sticks. Now that I see what it looks like with the lid shut, I should probably angle it up a bit. So there's the basic setup in the box, hot glued in, slit at the end. I should probably get some black card and put it top and bottom so that there's no reflection. Let's point it at that light there and see what it does. I wonder if I go closer to the source if it brings it in a bit, because it's a long way off the edges. Anyway, there's the basic theory behind it. The spectrum seems to be too far off the side. I think I need to rotate the camera so that the slit appears off to one side. So as you can see now, the slit is right across the edge there. Get it on the light overhead there. You can see, get quite a good spread. There you go. Not a bad spectrum. So now we need to run some samples. So if I burn the flame, take a sample photo with just lead oxide or lead burning in that flame, and then compare it to a sample of, say, a knockoff toy being burnt in the same flame, we should be able to work out whether there's lead in there or not. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment and subscribe. Cheers.